Chris Martin. Thanks for coming in. We're out of time.
My whole life just got reduced to 40 seconds.
We are out of time. I'm sorry. That's all the allotment we had for this interview.
That's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me.
That's the first time I've ever had a guest react to the intro that way by going, "Why are you doing this?"
Chris, people have a short attention span. We want to make sure they know who you are.
Well, it was just a quick introduction of some of your best stuff.
Did it feel like a funeral?
It was a tribute.
It felt like a funeral.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no.
What do you want? Are we going to say anything nice at the end? Like he was a nice guy?
It wasn't really for a funeral, but
he was so talented. He left so much good music behind. It's a shame we lost him so young.
They made almost 50 seconds of great music.
Well, did you want us to play all of the songs one right after another? We'd be here all day.
No, it's like, imagine if you came in my house and I played all your best clips.
Well, okay.
in a row
Well, that
before
would be a
anyone
short
could say
visit.
hi.
Yeah.
All right, Ali.
Oh, that's a bit mean. Right?
Wow, I know.
I go back with these guys. You can't be mean to them.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about that, Chris. For 15 years, you have been coming on the Kevin and Bean Show about every year or two. You're thank you. You're more reliable than a lot of employees we have here at KROQ with us as consistently.
Are you
as
talking
show
about
up.
me? Or are you talking about me now?
Just in general,
All right.
just people. So,
thank you, fellas.
aren't you so delighted though when you crawl up out of the cave where you boys make your magic that the world still cares and
The magic cave.
very, very interested in? You know, there's some bands, let's be honest, it's a little bit of an uphill climb to get interest in their record. But when you guys show up and go, hey, new Coldplay, people are like, gimme, which must be very gratifying for you.
You know what's funny? I dropped the kids off at school this morning and I was just thinking about how grateful I felt for that exact reason. I was thinking, I've known these guys a long time and they still let us come in and I feel more grateful than ever for it. I don't know how you feel about still being DJs after 70 years.
Well, look, we're going to die any day. That's obvious. So
we're just barely hanging on. This could be our last interview.
No,
Chris,
but don't you feel that? I really do feel what you're saying. I'm like, wow, this, especially now with the way the music world is, it's like you're really lucky to have the job.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
And I wondered at what point in your journey, and you guys have been together for a long time, at what point in your journey were you comfortable enough to realize, wow, this is now my life. This isn't something I'm trying to do. This is what I'm actually doing and getting away with it. Did it take a long time to feel like it was really going to be a career for you?
Well, I think it's always going to feel like a calling, like that's what I'm supposed to do. But I still don't take it for granted that we can make a living from it.
you don't take but you can.
Well, no, I
I'm a little confused by that because I'd say you could count on that.
I don't know, man. I don't think about
You
it
just
like
don't
that.
Okay.
I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but we can't always guarantee that anyone was going to be interested. But I will keep doing it.
Chris, you have said that this new record, Head Full of Dreams, coming out December 4th, is, I don't want to misquote you, but is it the best record you've made, or is it the record you're most proud of? The record that's most fully realized of what you wanted Coldplay to be back in the day?
Which one do you want me to choose?
Well, I'm asking if any of those
I think what I said
sound
last
accurate.
Week, what I said last week was kind of where we always hoped we'd get to, and it makes sense of everything we've done up to it. And
that's interesting.
Yeah, I just feel really. I'm not sure if anyone will like it, but I'm just really proud of where we've got to, and I really like playing it. This is a very simple answer, so I'm so sorry. Should be more intellectual, but yeah, it's a really fun band to be in at the moment.
I would think it would be.
Yeah, we're just having a great time.
So you didn't tour that much with Ghost Stories.
We didn't. I think we did 11 concerts.
Right. And you are going to tour
Tiny
with this
concerts.
album
Yeah, we're going to tour like crazy
all next year, right?
Yeah, my son just designed some shoes for the tour.
Does your son know that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if he's
I guess
just
it's
doodling.
a website where you can customize sneakers. And I said, son, please could you make some Head Full of Dreams sneakers? And he just made the most awesome shoes. So, and once I got the right shoes, then we're ready to tour.
Once they come in, you're ready.
No, I swear, don't you feel that way about footwear? You have
Absolutely.
to be in the right footwear for the right activities.
Ali,
Sure.
tell Chris about the shoes you just got last week that you won't shut up about.
I got Star Wars shoes.
Really?
Yeah, they're flats, but one is Han Solo and one is Leia. So it's the Empire Strikes Back, I love you, I know. So when you take walks, you just think of that.
Oh, that's one. Are they? Do you not have a slight imbalance from side to side?
No, I know how to walk.
I wanted to get some Back to the Future shoes. They came out as well.
We can get you some.
Can you really? Don't write checks your body can't cash.
I imagine
point.
you could get you some.
You think I could get me some?
I don't think it'd be that hard. Yeah.
Are you a crazy Back to the Future fan? Because
Yes,
a couple weeks ago
crazy.
was the big day, and
Yeah.
everybody was talking about it. It was like it was a new
Future.
movie. It was so popular.
Yeah, well, I think it's officially called Back to the Future Day.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and so I love that. I think it's a perfect movie, as you say.
What are the things, I think we're familiar with the word film as well, Chris. What are the things that you will buy the day they come out or line up to go see the day they're released? What are the things that you are a super fan of?
Certain albums, if it's like Beyonce or U2 or...
So that's a date that you know about unless
Adele.
it's a surprise release, and you're like, the day that comes out, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'd say that, and I think that might be it.
Did you have more of a heads up on Adele than we did? It was sort of a surprise thing where she made that commercial, and then all of a sudden the next day was the video, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was great.
But we didn't have that date to look forward to. You know what I mean? Like I like surprises as well, but then there's also the anticipation of having.
Yes,
something.
that's what they used to tell me that about visiting your grandparents, that you should call ahead about a month or so and say, I'm coming.
So you don't kill him?
No, so that they're not doing it when you show up.
I don't think that's the reason either.
No, so that there's also pleasure in the anticipation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In other words,
That's what
give
I always got
old
told.
people something to live for.
Well, but I look forward to things too. I know what you're saying. I get excited that an album's coming out or a film. Look at Star Wars. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't tell me.
Right. Tell her.
Yeah.
As a songwriter, Chris, is there ever professional envy when you hear a record as, in my mind, perfect as Hello, just a showstopper? You hear that record one time and you go, "Oh my God, that's my favorite song of the year." What's it like for you as a songwriter? Do you think, I couldn't have written that, or do you think, I wish I could write that? What goes through your mind?
In that particular instance, I did hear that song a while ago. We were in a studio together, just listening, and when that song played, I said, "Get out! You've done it again. Get out of
Does seem
here."
perfect.
It is perfect. It's great.
I remember you.
But yes, I do. In answer to your question, but it's not in a nasty way. I feel that my body gets a bit frightened of like, oh God, someone's done something amazing. I better get back to work.
I need to step it up.
Yeah.
I remember when you were in the studio just after, I think it was Wake Up by Arcade Fire.
Yes.
Was on, and you were talking about that.
So that was
the same
similar.
way.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I think. I'm sure lots of people get it where you're like, okay, someone's just raised the game. And when Beyonce put out her last album, I got that. Like, we've got to work harder and try and be good. Try and be good.
And then you gave that up and just had Beyonce on.
Oh yes, right.
Right?
Yeah.
We need to talk about that. We'll talk more about the album, which comes out December 4th. Chris Martin is here, and we'll be right back on KROQ.
Hey, our friend Chris Martin is in studio with us now on the Kevin and Bean Show. He's from a little band called Coldplay. Their new record is called A Head Full of Dreams, coming out on December the 4th. They're going to be playing at the Belasco Theater in Los Angeles this Friday night. You cannot buy tickets. You can continue to win them here from KROQ. Chris, did you know that your friends at Tidal are going to be streaming that show, too, at Tidal.com?
Yes, I did.
He can't be
I'm
stumped.
sorry.
Did you think he wouldn't know that?
You know, a lot of times people are busy, and there's a
Okay.
lot of details that maybe, they don't catch up on. So
This is going to sound really, really crazy, but the reason I know is because my friend just texted me like 2 minutes ago to say, I'm coming to the Tidal show on Friday. And I was like, oh, it must be the same.
So you didn't know until
the
then.
same show. So I'm so
That's
sorry.
pretty good timing.
Taking the surprise away.
Kevin brought up Beyonce is on the new record on a couple of songs. So you're friends with her and you're friends with Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know a lot of famous people, but
I know 12, yeah.
what's it like hanging out with Jay-Z and Beyonce? I feel like it would be...
You want the real truth?
Yeah, I feel like it would be magic.
Breakfast is served in a Grammy. You get an orange juice and a Grammy. Then someone like a butler comes in and does any kind of dance that Jay will be like, do a tango. And then cornflakes get served.
Does he say do
has
a tango with anger like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then they have cutlery made out of money.
Okay.
It's so weird.
All right.
Yeah, and then you get like a diamond croissant, which you'd think would be cool, but hard to chew.
Yeah.
You know what
So he just throws diamonds at the window.
That
Just
doesn't
like that.
sound as fun as I
Throws them out
thought
the
it would
window.
be.
It's weird.
It does sound like a lot of effort, I think.
And then you just watch reruns of great TV appearances that Jay has done.
Yeah.
That's basically what happens.
Tell us about working with Beyonce.
It's very similar to what I just said. No, so Beyonce's just wonderful, as I'm sure you know, and she very kindly came in and I said, "Is there any chance you'd do some backing vocals?"
Because you're not good enough to sing lead.
Did you lead? Wait, your question was backups?
Well, I said,
Don't you go for duet first, Chris?
Come on, she's Beyonce, for God's sake.
I was trying to be sort of English and Hugh Granty about it and be like, would you possibly ever consider maybe just, I really want to say, would you mind singing our whole album so it sounds better? But I said, is there any chance you come in and help with some singing? And she said, yeah. And she was just wonderful, and she helped out on 2 or 3 songs, and yeah, it was really incredible to watch. And we built her a little vocal booth and made a little painting for her that said she was amazing. And that's really true. Because I felt so grateful that she was, even though she's my friend, of course you're sometimes reminded of someone's talent. I was like, whoa, Beyonce's coming in, we better brush up.
Were the songs done at that point?
Yeah.
And then she came and added to?
Yeah. So it was lovely. And then we had a few guests like that, and we've never really done that before in a big way.
Yeah, that was interesting for me to see. So you mentioned Beyonce. Noel Gallagher, I guess, is the other name that a lot of people are asking you about.
Yeah.
I apologize, but we have to also because we love Noel.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's the same thing. Some of the record is about trying to make dreams come true and the human's ability to fix things by coming up with cool new ideas. And one of our dreams was to have Noel play on something because we used to love Oasis so much.
Does he sing also or just play guitar?
No, he just plays this big old guitar solo.
Mm-hmm. What do you think went wrong with Oasis, Chris?
I love Oasis. I think that it's dangerous when you change the lineup of something magic. It always becomes something different. Not to say it's better or worse, but yeah.
Is it that they're brothers?
I don't know. I don't know.
The fighting that goes on just naturally between brothers?
Yeah.
We're not trying to get you to bad mouth them because we like them.
I only really know Noel well, and it's hard to say. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think Kevin is right that the brothers, whatever pressure there is already in being in this creative family that is a band, on top of that, you add whatever baggage is brought into the band from the time that he hit you in the head when you weren't looking when you were age 4.
Right.
They know the buttons to push, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of buttons to push, and I think that you probably take each other for granted or have some sort of resentment. I think it would be extraordinarily difficult to do what you do in a band with your brother. I feel bad for them because they're both very, very talented, and I feel like Oasis was something that was so special that they can't get out from under it. They can't, no matter how great Noel's records are now, all anybody wants to ask him about is, hey, when is Oasis getting back together? Yeah. That must be a supreme drag for him, I would think.
Do you want my honest, I know we're on radio, but sure. I'll give you my serious answer if you really want it. I think that a band, by its very nature, is only as good as the chemistry between the players. None of us in rock bands or whatever kind of bands we're in are virtuosos. Otherwise, we'd be concert pianists, whatever. So the only thing you have in your favor as a band is your unique chemistry. And if you're lucky enough to have a great songwriter like Noel, then those songs get fed into this weird arrangement of people. Mm-hmm. And the guitarist looks like this, and the drummer has this kind of personality. But for some reason, it works. And I feel like the great bands respect that chemistry. If you look at U2 or I'm trying to think of someone else, but
U2's the best example because they're a band who has stayed together longer than any band.
They've now been together longer than any band ever, and you can tell, and that's why when you go and see their concert, there's not only do you have the joy of the songs, but I think as humans you have an appreciation for the relationships, and you think, God, those guys have been together since they were 15.
Yeah,
and there's power in that. Wow. Look at like U2, you'd be fine on your own, but you're better together. You know what I mean? That's the end of my theory.
Oh, I like it.
Your band,
I got a side. I got a lovely side. That was very sweet.
Delightful.
Through the years, I'm sure you guys working together in your group have had ebbs and flows, but you always at the end of the day go, "Wow, this band is really important. I want to keep doing it." And you guys work hard to make sure you can do it again.
Well, we're very lucky in that we're in about the 4th generation of big bands, and so we get to look at all these others before us. We get to see. Man, wouldn't it be great if the Police were still together? Or I wonder what this band... Or you see Joe Strummer talking about the Clash, saying, I wish we'd just taken a 6-month break and then not split the Clash up. So you think, all these people that split their bands up seem to wish they hadn't. So how do you navigate that?
Everybody except for one of my favorite bands, Rage Against the Machine, which they just can't play once every 10 years now.
I wish they'd be together, man.
Same.
Amazing.
Chris Martin is here. We're talking about Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams. The new album comes out December 4th. The show is this Friday night at the Belasco Theater. Keep listening to KROQ to win your tickets. By the way, we didn't talk about the first single that we played a few minutes ago, Adventure of a Lifetime. It's straight up disco, Chris, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but how did it come to be that it is so dancey? More so than many of your other songs.
Yeah, I think it's just the way we're feeling at the moment. And yes, it's just, so I've got no good answer.
It's joyful.
It's joyful. Well, that's true. Well, last year we made this record called Ghost Stories, which was very intimate and personal and small.
Not so joyful.
Well, not joyful, but it was more about how to deal with difficult feelings and how to alchemize them. And part of learning that journey was, at the end of it, you get to a more joyful place. And so some of that is really coming through on this album.
Is this song representative of the album, or is it?
It's representative of the album. Quite colourful. Yeah. It's the only disco song, but yeah.
How are you?
To be honest with you, I really like it.
So do we.
Yeah.
And that's an unbiased opinion coming from Chris Martin. How are you as a dancer?
It makes me feel happy. As a dancer.
Can you shake that ass?
No, I'm an enthusiastic dancer, but not a talented one.
Right.
That's what. If I had a teacher,
what's your favorite old school disco song, like the one that they put
Staying
on?
Alive.
Staying Alive. Yeah. Classic.
No question.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. That's I think one of the all-time great pieces of work.
Do you dance to that one? When you're alone? When you're alone?
I don't have to be alone.
How about Disco Inferno? Your thoughts on Disco Inferno?
Yes, I have thoughts on it. I don't know what you're referring to.
I don't either.
I don't know how that goes.
Disco Inferno. Bird, baby bird.
Oh,
just
Bird, Baby Bird. Yeah, that's great.
Sing it.
I love that.
Sing it.
Yeah.
I'm not singing.
Give us a little bit of it.
I love that.
I'm not going to sing the song. All right. How's Chris time-wise? Can we take a break and come back with a little bit more, or what are we doing here? Chris, you cool?
I got a lot more to say.
All right. We'll be right back on KROQ. Chris Martin in studio with us now on KROQ. Chris, how you doing? You holding up, right?
I'm wonderful. You guys are very sweet, and thanks for having me.
You live half the time in America, half the time in the UK, and I have to ask your thoughts on Donald Trump.
What a great intro to that question.
Well,
We sure didn't see it coming.
You're here enough to watch the news. So what do you think of this nut job that may be our next president?
May I get your thoughts first?
He's a nut job that might be our next president.
Yeah, exactly. Look, we do a comedy radio show, Chris. We're prepared to see America go down the tubes if we can get some comedy out of it. So we vote for comedy. That's how we go.
Well, I love America.
We're not trying to get you in
And I
trouble.
love the American dream, and I think it's amazing that people can show up here from all over the world and try and make things happen. Mm-hmm. And so if part of that is that someone's going to run for president, then I say all power to them, and, I wish him all the best.
Let me ask
I don't know how to answer this.
Let me ask you a follow-up based on that. The internet just sends everything everywhere. Are you thinking, hey, if I say something bad about Donald Trump,
for sure.
then it's going to get
First of all, I'm not going to say anything bad about
No, I
Donald
know,
Trump.
but I'm saying, is that in your mind?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But, my personal taste, I love Barack Obama, but I know he can't run again. And I mean what I say about this is like the land of dreams, and people should be able to run for president.
I love that.
Give the guy a go, and
I love that his first elected position in his life might be president of the United States. That's the American dream that you're talking about. Is it literally anybody could go, hey, how about me?
Yeah.
I've got no experience. What about me? And the people will go, all right, why not? I mean, it's kind of a crazy country when you think about it.
Is this you announcing your candidacy?
No,
Bean's gonna
I'm
run for
behind you.
president.
We'll play the fundraiser.
No, you know, Bean was born in London. Was it London, Bean?
Yes.
London
Yes,
Disqualifies us.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you could
I'm
be prime minister.
disqualified.
Prime Minister, right?
Get over to England.
Let's talk about Coldplay fans who are listening right now from all over are going to want to know some more details. If you have any about the plans for 2016, you're doing this show Friday night, the KROQ show at the Belasco. Then what's next year looking like, Chris?
Well, I think if you like Coldplay at all, then it's going to be fun for the next year or so. If you want.
How big a tour are you thinking of doing?
I think we'd like to go everywhere and play some big shows, and we've just been coming up with some cool new things to do with the production and everything. And
shoes.
Most important, we've got the shoes.
Right.
The most important thing is that because we didn't tour the last album, we're all kind of raring to go, and we just made this album, A Head Full of Dreams, which is very much playable live.
I was going to ask about that. Do you think about that as you're writing it, or do you write it and then figure out later how to
you write it.
play it?
The music comes through in the way it wants to, and then you see what's supposed to happen to it. like the last album didn't feel right to go and play live so much. And this one, we're like, we got it. When do we start?
For those lucky enough to be at the Belasco on Friday or watching via Tidal,
Yeah.
are you going to play everything from the new album?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Back to you.
Allie, any more interview stopping questions?
No, that's okay. I'll give you more. So I think we'll play about 4.
Okay.
I think we're only playing for about an hour, aren't we?
How dare you?
How are we supposed
That's what
to know?
I got told.
Yeah, I would think you would be more dialed in on that than we are, Chris.
I got told 12 songs, maybe 4 new ones, 8 old ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, are there expectations of fans coming to see Coldplay that they would be disappointed if you played all new songs? Because you have so many songs that people love.
Yeah, I don't think we would ever only play all new songs. Well, I think we just like to add to the... I'm too much of a singer to not play the popular songs as well.
Right.
Good for you,
Makes
by
sense.
the way.
It
That's
makes me, if I
refreshing.
see an audience and they're like, someone asks for a popular song, there's no part of me that says no. Every part of me is like, okay.
Now, I wanted to ask you, based on another interview that I saw about writing lyrics. You
Yeah.
said that you were listening to Eminem's, what was it? Lose Yourself?
Lose yourself.
And it made you just scratched your head in wonder as a
Yeah.
lyricist.
But I think you guys were talking about when you hear another song that raises the bar. If you are open to it, there's always things around that are so inspiring by their awesomeness, and you could never get to that level. But it rather than making you stop, it just drives you on. And I think something like "You Lose Yourself" by Eminem, or most of his stuff, just makes me think, I've got to work harder on words.
Did you know he's a white guy?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, spoiler
He's white.
alert.
I know.
Eminem is white.
That's why you never see him in his videos. He doesn't want people to know.
He's in all his videos. Pete.
God, you learn something new every day.
Can you rap, Chris?
Yeah. I have an album dropping.
With the purchase of your perfume, do we get your rap album?
Yes, I should plug my fragrance. That's really why I'm here.
What's it called?
It's called Eau de Bieber.
Ah,
Yeah,
delightful.
It's I once walked past Justin Bieber and I
you
started
can still
sweating.
smell
And
him?
I started sweating and I kept that sweat. And I've tried to capture that feeling of a great big pop star walking past you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you'll like it.
Is it
I
okay if
think
I
I
don't
will.
buy that?
You don't have to buy it. I'm going to send you a free
I don't really.
Free case.
I'm good.
case.
All right. We're out of time, Chris, and you especially
I
are
was
a
just
very
getting going.
I know.
busy
sorry.
person, I know. Any parting words that you have for the KROQ listeners?
Thank you for sticking with us for a few years, and we're so grateful. And I love my job, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you.
Well, you are very good at it, and as I mentioned when you sat down, you are always very kind to carve out some time for us every time you've got something new going on. So we really appreciate it, too. A Head Full of Dreams comes out on December the 4th. It's brand new Coldplay music, and again, keep listening to KROQ for your chance to win your way into the show at the Belasco this Friday night. Chris Martin, you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
See
you,
you
Chris.
soon.
Thank you, man.